Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to show you how to make this pretty little blanket. Now what I noticed, I'm going to call this body baskets. Look at this stitch actually looks like a little basket. It's got a little handle and the body of the basket. So it's really pretty. It's really easy. It's a 2-row repeat. The one where you do this little puff stitch and make the little basket, and there is a little chain stitch that just runs across on the second row. I haven't done a border for this. It comes out quite straight at the edges. As you can see, the edges are quite straight here. And the pattern, I would finish it on what we'll call a basket row. If you finish it on a row like this, and look at that, it does look like little baskets. With this, you need to do your stitches in sets of 3. So it needs to be sets of 3. So do your chain the length that you want it to be. I'm going to do my chain in sets of 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I've done my chain. I'm just going to do a small sample to show you how to do this. Now I've done my stitches in sets of 3. I'm going to chain one more stitch, do one more stitch. So into the second stitch in your chain, you're going to do a double crochet. That's a UK double crochet. If you're in the USA, that's a single crochet. So go into the stitch, the second stitch, and pull through, yarn over and pull through. You're going to do a double crochet into every stitch all the way along. So one double crochet into each stitch. Now I've done my foundation row of UK double crochets, or that's USA single crochets. Now what I want you to do is check your stitch count. Check that you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What you're going to do now is you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn your work around right into the bottom of this stitch here. Your chain's there. Right here into this stitch, you're going to do what's called a puff stitch. We're going to do this little puff stitch. So put your yarn over your hook and go into that very first stitch right at the bottom of your chain. Pull your yarn through and keep it on your hook, and that is 1. Put your yarn over again and through that hole and pull your yarn through, that's 2. Yarn over and through again and pull through, that's 3. So that is going to make a puff stitch. Put your yarn over and pull through all of those stitches. Just pull right through, then chain 1. You're going to skip 2 stitches, skip 1 and 2. Into the next stitch, you're going to put a double crochet. That's a single crochet if you're in the USA. We don't do it at the beginning because there's no room. So you do your chain of 3, your puff stitch, skip 2 stitches, then you're going to do a double crochet into that stitch. Now chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This makes the handle of the little basket. It makes it look like the handle. Now into that same space, you're going to do that puff stitch there. So yarn over, through the stitch and pull up, that's 1. Yarn over and through, pull back, that's 2. Yarn over, through the same stitch, pull through, that's 3. Put your yarn over and come through all of those stitches. Just pull through all of them and chain 1, and that's you made your first little basket. Now the pattern is actually the right side is this side, so it will look right once we turn it around. Skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, then double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Remember that chain of 3. Now into the same stitch, do your puff stitch. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3, yarn over and pull through all of those loops, then chain 1 to lock it in. Skip 2 stitches, double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do your puff stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3 times, and pull through all of those stitches, then chain 1, skip 2, double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then do your puff stitch, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through all of those stitches, then chain 1 to lock it. And this is what it does. It's actually this side. It makes those pretty little basket stitch. So I've got along to the end. I've got 2 stitches left. So into this last stitch, put your yarn over. I'm going to do my puff stitch first. No double crochet in this last stitch. Make sure that your last stitch is a puff stitch and then a treble crochet. So I'm going to do my puff stitch into here. 1, 2, and 3. Pull through and chain 1 to lock it, then do a treble crochet into the same stitch and do your treble crochet. So the next row is you're going to chain 1 and turn, and right into that stitch there you're going to do a double crochet. So put your hook into the stitch, pull through. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to double crochet into your first chain of 3. Skip this part here out, this first puffy stitch. So into this chain of 3 do a double crochet. This is a really quick row, this one. These are the 2 rows you'll repeat, right? So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip to your chain and do a double crochet. This is what lifts that up to make it look like a handle of a basket. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet into your chain space, 2, 3, and you're going to just go into the first stitch in the chain. You've got your chain here. Now you need to lock it in. If you put it in there, it's going to pull itself across and make your edge uneven. So you're going to do your double crochet into 1, 2, 3, the third stitch in that chain. Just like that, and that's going to lock it in. These are the 2 rows you'll repeat, this puff row and this chain row. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work. This is what keeps your edge nice and straight. So into your double crochet, you're going to do a puff stitch. So yarn over and go into that double crochet. Pull your yarn through. Now remember, pull it up, give it a little wriggle, That's 1, 2 and 3. I'm just nipping it with my fingers so I've got a grip of it. Yarn over and pull through all of those stitches and chain 1. Now into this double crochet, you're going to follow the little basket, double crochet, chain 3 and puff stitch. So you do your double crochet first, remember, and do your double crochet. We don't do it on the end, there's no room for it. So do your double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do your puff stitch into that double crochet there, not the one you've just done, into the one that's there. 1, 2 and 3. Now you might stretch the stitch a little bit, don't worry about it, and pull through all of those stitches, chain 1. Go over to your next double crochet and you're going to put a double crochet in first, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do your puff stitch into that double crochet, not the one you've just done, into this one under it, the one that's there. 1, 2, wriggle it up, and 3. Pull your yarn through all those stitches and chain 1. Move to the next one, double crochet into that stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then into the bottom, not that one, into that one, do your puff stitch. So pull through and pull it up, 1, 2 and 3. It's better if you just nip that stitch just to hold it till you get it done. Through those loops, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then into the double crochet there, make your puff stitch, 1, 2 and 3. End. What you're going to do at the end is you're going to do your puff stitch and then a treble crochet. Don't do the double crochet first. If you do that, you'll end up with one side taller than the other. So do your puff stitch at the end. Do your puff stitch first, 1, 2 and 3. Pull through all of those. Do your chain 1 to lock it and then do a treble crochet into the same stitch. And that keeps your edge nice and straight, and you don't need to put a border on. If you do want a border, then you can put some single crochets in and go all the way around your blanket with a single crochet. But I think it's nice if you leave it with this loop on the top. That's the row that you'll finish your blanket on, that one with the little loop on the top. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to do that chain row again. So right into the first stitch, do a double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and come over to this first chain space and do your double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then double crochet into the chain, 1, 2, 3, double crochet into the chain. That's the 2 rows you'll repeat. When you get to the end of the row, you'll chain 3 and do a puff stitch, double crochet into this double crochet that's here, double crochet, chain 3, then puff stitch, double crochet, chain 3 and puff stitch, double crochet, chain 3 and puff stitch. and this simple chain row in between. So I've done my last chain of 3, and I'm going to do my double crochet into this last stitch here, into this chain of 3. Count 1, 2, 3. Make sure you go in through the chain to hold your double crochet in place. And this is what we've got. You've got your little baskets. You can see it looking like your little basket. This side is quite flat on this side, and most of your puff stitch is on this side here. So the 2 rows that you'll keep repeating is this chain row and the basket row. So now we're going to do a basket. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. Now right into there we're going to do a puff. Now remember, the ones on the end are only a chain 3 and a puff stitch. Into the bottom of there you're going to do your puff stitch. 3. Pull through all of those stitches, chain 1 to lock it. You've on your double crochets again, so it's double crochet, chain 3 and puff stitch, double crochet, chain 3 and puff stitch all the way along. So do your double crochet first, and then into that same stitch do your chain. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that same stitch down there do your puff stitch. 1, 2, 3. Pull through all of those stitches, chain 1 to lock it, go over to the next double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now remember and do that double crochet, yarn over, and in there do your puff stitch. You may have to just nip it to hold that stitch. Pull through all your stitches, chain 1 to lock it, and move to the next one. And they're the 2 rows that you'll keep repeating. That really quick chain row, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and then this little basket. I've done this one in different colours so that you can see the effect of different colours. And that's your double crochet, your chain 3, and then your puff stitch. And this row here is your chain 3, your double crochet, your chain 3. That's the 2 rows that you'll repeat, the chain row and the little basket. You might not think it looks like a little basket, but I do, and everyone else I've showed it to so far seems to think it looks like a little basket. And that is the other side. This is the other side. So it is quite reversible, and if you just do that chain in a puff, it keeps your edges. And on this side, remember and do the puff stitch first and then a treble crochet, and that keeps that edge nice and neat. And you'll finish your blanket on that little basket stitch. Give this little blanket a try. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then if you like my videos, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you any money at all. If you click on the subscribe button, there's a really easy process how to subscribe. If you click on the bell icon, then YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.